Hello! So it's been a minute and I wanted to kind of give you a little life update. So we got this shirt for Christmas and it says, if it involves books and pajamas, count me in, which if you know me at all, describes my whole personality. I also have no impulse control, so I bought 60 of these little crystal things because I found some and I was like, these are super cute. And then I saw that there's a 60 pack for $25 on Amazon and I have just enough money to like be impulsive. Okay, so I wanted to give that little life update and then preface this with I acknowledge that I have a problem and that I do not have enough time. And yet, here we are. I went to the library and I also raided my home shelf, and now I have a list of probably 25 books to read. So I'm going to bring you along with me. But first I want to kind of show you what I'm doing. I don't have them in any particular order right now because, but I've read about 5 minutes of each. Some of them longer because I was reading them before. So we're going to start off with this, which is Beowulf, and then a graphic novel version of it. And I picked that up because my grandfather gives the best recommendations like ever. And he recommended a book that is a twisted version of this story, and I was like, well, I need to know this story first, so I got that. So that's gonna set me up pretty well. This one is Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes, because I passed it and I was like, ooh, I should read this. Then I have the Iliad and the Odyssey. That's pretty cool. I figured I should read them because I haven't. I have Wuthering Heights, which I'm interested in. And I picked up these books thinking I would read for 5 minutes and be like, this isn't my thing. Unfortunately for me, they all are. Lord of the Flies. I'm on a classic kick. I don't know if you can tell. I have Jane Eyre as well. Sorry, I'm trying to find, okay, so I have Mouse. First one and the second one. I'm going to start a second stack so we don't cause a collapse. Then we have more books that I'm reading, like, from my home shelf. Like, I'm really into Adventure of Huckleberry Finn right now. I'm about halfway through, and I'm loving it. And then I'm also reading Passenger to Frankfurt, which I bought for $1 at my local library, because there's a bookstore in it, which is really lovely. Then we have, let's do these. So we have a collection of Tolstoy stories, because I was like, why not? And so I picked it up. Then I have Frankenstein, because I've been told to read it about 800 times, and I just haven't gotten around to it, so I figured it's finally time. It's finally time to read it. Then we have Les Mis, which I'm reading again, because the first time I couldn't do it, because I picked up the new translation that was, like, thicker than my head, and I was like, so we got the smaller version, and we're getting much farther along, and feeling a lot more encouraged about that. Then... Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a huge Vonnegut fan, and I've recently found that out that I don't just like Slaughterhouse-Five, like, I love Vonnegut. So, we got Look at the Birdie, we got Mother Night, and we have While Mortals Sleep. Now, 2 of these are short story collections, and I think this one's an actual book. I've already read 5 minutes of each of them, and I'm obsessed. His writing style is so interesting, and he has such interesting stories. I mean, the first one in one of these is, about a man who has pretty much married a fridge that he's designed to look like a woman. So I am very interested in these books and very excited to read them. And then we have 6 more, and I think it's just 6 more. 3rd book in the Magnus Chase series. Never got around to finishing it when I read the first 2 last year, so that's on my list. I'm probably going to do that sooner rather than later. Ground Zero, which I have been recommended, and it's actually pretty good so far. I'm about halfway through. I just never actually finished it, so I was like, you know what, I'll do that. And then we have Stephen King's Wolves of Calla, which is the 5th book in the Dark Tower series, and I don't have them right at this moment, but I do plan on finishing this series. So in this video, I might review the other ones that I read, because I'm gonna finish this series. Because I had a whole love-hate thing with the 4th book, and I talked about it in my last video, but, like, the last 200 pages were incredible, and I'm very excited for this one. I read a little bit of it. I'm like, really excited about it. Then we have For a Different Change of Pace, A Very Punchable Face by Colin Jost, because I love SNL, and somebody who I trust also recommended that to me. Then we have, it was heavy, Stunning Photographs. It's just a collection of photographs from National Geographic. And I picked it up because I thought the cover was pretty, and I'm one of those people. I'm gonna put it back over here. Then, finally, the book I got on hold today. I put it on hold thinking, oh, it won't come in. I'll have some time. It came in today. I'm so excited. I've been waiting to read this book for months, and I finally was like, I'm gonna read it. So I put it on hold thinking, okay, I'll get it like a month from now. Nope. Within a day, I get the email, hey, your hold's ready. And I was like, guess I'm reading it. So I read the first 5 minutes. I'm already super engaged. I'm really excited about these books. So I'm going to bring you along with me. And as soon as I finish them, I'll do a little review. And that's what we'll do. So I'll see you when I finish the first book. Hello. So I just finished the first book of the haul, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. And I gotta say, we're starting off strong. I probably would have taken less time to read this, but somebody bought me Stardew Valley, and I've spent like 6 hours of the last 2 days playing that instead of reading. We will get less obsessed. It always dies down eventually, but right now it's like an itch. So this is Adventure of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. And I read Adventures of Tom Sawyer a while back and didn't really like it at all. Mostly because Tom Sawyer is a human garbage can. And anybody who's read books about him know that he is a human garbage can. But I loved all the stories in that book that had to do with Huckleberry Finn, so this is a whole book of just that. It's really heartfelt and really sweet and also really exciting and kind of kept me on the edge of my seat. I love the writing style here, and I just really, really enjoyed it. So I retract my statement about not liking Mark Twain. I just don't like Tom Sawyer. I love Huckleberry Finn, and I loved Jim, and I just think that everybody should read this because it's a really sweet book, and it's a classic that I feel like stands the test of other people saying that it's a classic. Like, it is a classic. I would agree with that. So that is the first one down, and many more to go. They're all off screen here. And I'm ready. I'm excited. So yay, starting off strong. Hello, super awkward camera angle because I'm having to hold it because it won't stay propped up on my steering wheel. This is Chad. Everybody meet my car. He's the best. So I just finished Ground Zero by Alan Gratz, which was actually really good for what I would consider like a kind of a very YA book. It was actually really powerful. It had some good points to make. It's a story about a girl in Afghanistan in 2019 and a boy in the North Tower of the Twin Towers on 9/11. So very powerful, very there's a lot sometimes emotionally, but it's really well written, and it's just a really enjoyable book. So sad, of course, and yeah, kind of philosophical too. I definitely would recommend this book. It's really good. So yeah. Hello, I'm back again. This is Stunning Photography by Annie Griffiths. It's a book of National Geographic pictures and some really cool ones. I really enjoyed it. I thought the pictures were gorgeous, and it actually had a pretty insightful like little reflections and introductions to them, which was really interesting. So it was not only just pretty pictures, but pretty words. So I recommend it. I totally picked it up just because of the cover, but I had a fun time reading it anyway. Also, it makes a really satisfying sound when you drop it like that. Anyways, I enjoyed it. Thumbs up from me. Hello, really quick. I just finished the first book of Mouse, and I'm making this video really short because I want to go start the next one. This is really incredible. Like, really fantastic artwork and a really incredible story that is just like non-stop action and kind of desperation, and but it's still really well told, and I really, really enjoy it. So of course I'm making this very short because I want to go read the next one. So I will update you when I finish that. I'm gonna go start it right this minute. What's poppin', you guys? Quick update. I decided to not read this book
because I got about 20 pages in and I just was bored senseless. Because the writing style is very cool, but like it goes really into detail about like all the kings and like all the relatives of it, and I was like, this is not my thing. So I have a graphic novel version of the same story, and I'm planning on just reading that because I could not do this. So just want to do that little quick update. What's poppin', folks? It's Friday the 13th, so I'm wearing my It shirt. It's got a little bloody hat on it. It's fantastic. I'm also wearing holiday-themed cat pants. There's not cats on this, but there's cats on the shirt that says Feline Fine. It's fantastic. All that to say, I just finished the second Mouse book, and it was incredible, and it almost made me cry, and you should definitely go read it, because, like, they slap. They're really good. It's a really unique way of showing humanity, even though they're anthropomorphized. It's really cool. And it also shows trauma in a really unique way. And it features very flawed main characters, and I definitely would recommend it. Keep in mind that it is translated, so some of the grammar is a little wonky, but it's actually pretty easy to understand once you get the hang of it. It's only just certain like words that's like you just only got here, and it's like things that a native English speaker would know, but not necessarily somebody who learned English as a second language. So it's pretty actually good for a translated work as far as getting the grammar structure right. And it's just a really incredible story with really beautiful artwork, and I definitely recommend it. So yeah. Hello again. I finished my second book of the day. These graphic novels go quick. This is Beowulf, which is the book that I quit because I was like, it was a lot. That was like a 125-page book. This was also 125, but it was like pictures and some of the most incredible artwork. It showed time in a really interesting way, and it was really gory, but it was really interesting and a really interesting story. Also, look at this cover. It's got like the face of the man and then the face of the mom. So cool. So cool. I definitely recommend that, but it is very gory. Heads up. It's about a monster, and it shows the people that he kills. So very, very gory, but really, really, really cool. So I really enjoyed that. What's up? We're back in Chad. I almost got hit on the way here because this parking lot is insane. But I did finish Agatha Christie's Passenger to Frankfurt today, which was really good. It was a political mystery, which I was not expecting, and I really enjoyed, actually. I didn't think I would, but it definitely was really, really enjoyable. It was really unique and very fun. One thing I will complain about with her books is there are so many characters that I can't ever remember who everybody is, and they end up being important, and I'm just like, I don't remember who you are. So there were a lot of names, and the ending was really confusing, but overall this was a really, really enjoyable book. Like I was in kind of a reading slump, and I was like excited about all the books I was supposed to be reading, but honestly I'm super addicted to YouTube right now, and I put down my phone to read this book, so you know it's good. So I definitely recommend this book. It was really enjoyable. Hello, it's another day. It's a great day. Had a great day, and I finished the final Magnus Chase book. Now this is a reread. I love this book so much. This series is my happy place, and this book has I don't know, I just love it so much. So read it because it makes me happy, so it should make you happy. I'm just kidding. I really like them. So hello, so I'm probably going to be late to this event, but I've already waited an hour because I finished this book and then immediately had to leave, and I have to tell you about it right now or I'll explode. So I am super untrustworthy of book talk books. Like, I've hated all the ones that I've read, so I've just been like avoiding book talks recommendations, but I finally caved on this book, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I did. It is so dark. Let me turn on the light. This book, the only reason I'm not like sobbing right now is because it's been an hour, but oh my gosh, this book is so good. And I don't like books like this. I didn't think I would like it because it has a lot of content that I'm just like not comfortable with, but oh my gosh, the writing is amazing. The structure is so interesting. And Evelyn Hugo, she's the worst. She makes so many bad decisions and lies and just ruins lives. But I was rooting for her the entire time, which is honestly a testament to to Taylor Jenkins Reid, because this is a phenomenal book. It was so good, and like, I'm not the kind of person that can sit down and read. I sat for 3 hours and I finished this book. I literally could not put it down. I sat on my couch and I read it just in one straight shot, and I was just crying, and it was super emotional, and oh my gosh, this book is the best book I've read in a very long time. It's going on my door, which, if you know me at all, I put the best books on my door. So I'm so glad I read this book. It's phenomenal. It's technically classified as YA, but it's like 16 to 18 YA. And I read it as an adult. It's fine. It's definitely more of an adult novel, but oh my gosh, it's so good. It's got so much drama, so much heartfelt love, and believable character development, and also just a crazy girl doing whatever she has to get what she wants. And oh my gosh, I can't recommend this book enough. This is the only time I've ever agreed with BookTok and BookTube. This book is amazing. You should definitely read it. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I'm going to be thinking about that book for a long time. I'm going to go so I'm not late.
Hello, it is late and I'm quitting this book because I've been reading it for 4 hours and I have managed to get to page 104. It is so dense, there are so many names, and it's like you have to learn everybody's father and their entire like backstory for like a 1-second fight scene where one of them dies and the next one doesn't come back on the next page. And it's just so dense. So I'm probably going to just read a Cliff Notes version of this and go to the Odyssey, because apparently that's easier to read, because wow, this is the densest book I've ever read. So I'm quitting. I can't do it. Maybe that made me weak, but I think it just means I'm smart because I have other books to read, and life is too short to read boring books, as I always say. So cool. See you when I actually finish the next one, hopefully.
Hello, I'm ill, so this will be short. I just finished Look at the Birdie by Kurt Vonnegut, which was really, really good. Everything Vonnegut writes is like electric. These are previously unpublished short stories, so like basically the guy's outtakes, and they're incredible. They're weird, they have biting social commentary just kind of sprinkled in. They're fantastic and engaging, and I loved almost every single one of them. There were a couple that were like little odd as far as the ending, and I kind of didn't feel like I got them, but overall this book is great. So yes, you should read this book. I'm gonna go take a nap. Hello, I'm exhausted. I have so much work. I've had the worst day, but I finished Lord of the Flies. I finally just took a break and finished it because I had like 20 pages left. This is a really quick read. It's only 235 pages. It's a classic, and I think it deserves to be a classic because the writing is really good. It has really effortlessly included social commentary. The tone is really appropriate, and the writing really fits the tone. It has a really well-developed plot. The characters are not good, but I think that's kind of it's important that they're not great and that they're very one-dimensional. But yes, I really enjoyed it. It was a really dark book, but yeah, I really enjoy it. I would recommend it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to work now. Bye. Hello, I have been swamped and miserable, and I am sick again. But I finished this book, and I've been an SNL fan for a very long time, and this book is freaking hilarious, and I will recommend it until my last breath, and then even beyond that. You should read it. It's hilarious. I'm gonna go now, so. Hello, I'm doing this real quick to let you know I'm quitting this book, not because it's not good. It is good. I read about 150 pages of it, which is the first, I think, 3 or 4 short stories. It's really good. I love his writing style, but all the stories are very similar as far as theme, and there's only so much of like the repetitive nature of it that I can take. So I can say I like this author. I'm not gonna finish this book. Hello, just finished this book, While Mortals Sleep by Kurt Vonnegut. It's good. It's just, it's way darker and more depressing than any other Vonnegut books I've read. So, I prefer his more whimsical pieces. It's
very focused on reality, lots of broken relationships, and it's just really sad and depressing. So heads up, writing's obviously still great, but way more depressing than normal.
Hello. So this morning I finished Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury, who is holding a cat in his picture, which I love. It's so good. It's so ominous and sinister and creepy. The writing is incredible. Like, the language is beautiful. It gives you such a specific, peculiar feeling. And I just really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm a sucker for an evil carnival anytime it comes around, but Bradbury does it best. I really, really enjoyed this. I think you should read it. Hello, new phone, new shirt. I just finished Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I loved it. It was very dense, but I loved the melancholy of it. I loved the gothic vibe. It had a lot of really strong moral considerations. Also, Frankenstein's an idiot. He's so dumb. But I really enjoyed reading it. It was not a quick read by any means, even though it's only 213 pages. Catch me struggling through it. It was dense. There were a lot of words that I didn't know, and I read all the time. So definitely take that into consideration. Don't read it without a dictionary or some sort of Google accessible, because it's going to be tough if you don't have that. But it is definitely worth a read. So hello. So I just finished Mother Night by Kurt Vonnegut. The writing was really good, but I don't feel like I understood it. I got parts of it, but I felt like a lot of it went over my head, and then I wasn't understanding everything that he wanted to get across to me. So go ahead and read this book. Tell me what you thought and what you got out of it, because I'm not sure. So yeah. Okay, so reality check. I'm not gonna finish this book for this video. I'm gonna move it to another video when I'm in the right headspace to finish the whole series, and then I can talk about it that way. But as of right now, I have other books that I want to read besides these 4, so I need to focus on these 4 so I can go and read those. Because it's starting to stress me out how many books I have to read, so I'm gonna focus on these 4, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. So I will see you whenever I finish the next book. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm sitting here with my army of stuffed animals. I just finished Les Mis. This book is so good. I have loved Les Mis for a long time, the story of it. I once listened to the entirety of the movie soundtrack 81 days in a row. And I don't know what that says about my characters, so we'll never bring it up again. I love that it shows that you can be redeemed. I love that good people who are genuinely kind are rewarded. I love that the bad guys are bad because they give out of selfishness. I love that these people are in dire poverty, but are just choosing kindness over and over again. And I love how sad it is. I'm a sucker for sad books, and this is heartbreaking. Definitely give it a read. Definitely read this translation, the shorter one, because the other one is just impossible. But it's incredible. Definitely give it a read. Hi, so you know what this means. I'm quitting. It's so long. And I'm only this far in it, and I can't do it. I'm gonna give myself permission to quit. I've got 2 more books, and those are way more interesting, so I'm just gonna quit this and move on. So yeah. Hello, I finally finished Wuthering Heights. Yes, I've been so busy. This book is so fun. It's like watching an 1800s reality TV show. The vibes are immaculate. Bronte's setting descriptions set the mood perfectly. Plus, you get to find out this family's dirty secrets. It's really entertaining. It's dramatic. It's scandalous. It drags in a few places, but definitely worth the read. I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it. Hello, I'm going to start off by saying I'm very aware that it is 15 minutes away from being June, and I started this book haul in December. So needless to say, I will not be doing this again. It was incredibly stressful, and it was too many books. So I might do smaller ones, but never this many again. Crazy. On a happier note, I finally finished Jane Eyre. How do I describe this book? It's very Jane Austen, right? So young woman, sad, meets man, older, weird, rude, and is I hate you. But
you're kind of hot, and then the guy pretends to not be interested, but he actually is, and then they fall in love, and you're like, actually this guy sucks, you should not get with him. And then another guy comes in and is like, I want to marry you, and you're like, actually that guy is worse, go back to the original guy. And in that way, Jane Eyre is exactly the same. It has some completely off the wall plot points that are just treated as completely normal. It'll be like, ah, yes, la di da di da, his room's on fire. What? I feel like it's blending genres. This book is bonkers. I think I enjoyed it more like in hindsight than I did when I was actually reading it. I think it was 200 pages too long. It did not need to be 643 pages. That was too many. I really enjoyed it. Wuthering Heights was better. I feel like this book did a really not so great job of being like, you should care about the main character because her life is sad, which is not a good enough reason to care about a character. It's just not. Other than that, I really enjoyed it. I think it's worth a read. I will say it is too long. I don't think it needed to be that long. And with that, I'm done. I can go to my new stack of books, which you guys are probably not going to hear about, and it's going to be bliss. So if I want to quit them, I'm gonna. It's going to be great. And now it's summertime, so happy summer. I'm going to get some sleep because, again, as I said, I've stayed up too late reading, and it is almost June. So, yes. Bye.